born on November 3rd, 1928, 3 days too late to be eligible for draft during World War II. The last month of draft was October of 28. But that put me at the top of the list when Korea came along. And they drafted me on my birthday, on my 22nd birthday. And I went in there and I decided that I was going to make the best of 2 years in the Army, and I went in as a drafted recruit and came out as a master sergeant. A lot of people accuse me of being a brown nose and all that, but I just wanted to become the go-to guy for the officers. And they responded by giving me promotions. Well, I stayed in the reserves for the 4 years, and then after that total of 6 years of service, I thought about re-enlisting, but they were already talking about Vietnam and over in there, and I decided that since I had a good job and a family and everything, and I'd be a prime suspect for first sergeant for infantry training company, so I didn't re-enlist. And I'm glad that I didn't, or I would have been in the middle of Vietnam. But the 2 years I spent in there, it paid for some college and things like that, but that's about all that I ever used the GI Bill for. I never went to the VA hospital except one time in Sheridan, Wyoming, when I had strep throat, but that wasn't much. But as we get older, we found that we were having the need for more help and everything. My wife is in a wheelchair, and so I have to do everything, and I walk on a walker now. And I was able to get aid and assistance from the VA and authorize 60 hours a month of somebody to come in to do housework, cooking if we needed, whatever we needed, take us to the store, take us to the doctor's office, and things like that. And that has certainly been a help. It's only available to veterans who have served during a wartime period. And it's been a godsend to us. But we're going today to what will become our final home. It's the only other thing I left that I can think of that being a veteran will be of a benefit to me. One of the things that I did get to do as a veteran was go on an honor flight to Washington, D.C. It's a donation-supported organization that takes servicemen from World War II and Korea, and now they're getting into Vietnam. They take them to Washington, D.C. to see their monuments and everything dedicated to whatever war they were in. And it was a 2-day trip, and it was a fantastic trip. But the main thing about it was when we were getting to Washington. As we got off the airplane, there was literally hundreds of people there cheering and welcoming us in and telling us that they appreciated what we did. And it's kind of a contrast because when I was in Korea, I never got a free donut and coffee. And when I came home, I got off the airplane, nobody there to meet me. And I had to hitchhike home. I didn't tell my parents ahead of time when I was coming in because I wasn't sure. But I caught a ride with the sheriff from where I lived, and on the way home, he hired me as a deputy. Worked at that for 6 months and decided I wanted something different in life than to be a deputy sheriff, so I went my way. Each person going on the honor flight is assigned a guardian to go along and watch out for them, get anything they need. I was I normally walk with a walker, but due to the distance and all that, I opted for a wheelchair, and she pushed it. And I met the most delightful lady who was my guardian, and I was the envy of the trip, I think. This is the Fort Worth Dallas National Cemetery.
Good morning, Michael Waite at DFW National Cemetery. I'm a volunteer at the Public Information Center. We have 54,000 plus veterans interned here. And the procedure is you notify the funeral home, have your 214 on hand, available. They will make most of the arrangements. They will do all the services that you need to be done. They will contact the administration office here. And it's within 2 weeks of your passing, you will be interned here, generally. And another 6 weeks to get your headstone or a niche cover or in-ground cremation plaque made. We are open year-round, from sun up to sundown.
These are the storage lockers for urns for people who have been cremated. Couples, the wife's information is on the back side of the tombstone, and the veteran on the other side. wife's folks are buried in Bowie, Texas, and my folks are in Stinnett, Texas. So we have no real connection, family connection anywhere. So this is a logical place for us to be buried. And it's, of course, it's maintained, so we don't have to be concerned, or our kids be concerned with lack of upkeep on the cemetery or anything of that sort.